Hello and welcome. Well, in this tutorial, um, again I'm going to show you how to import Drillhole, but this time I'm gonna use a little bit more complicated database than what we had before. Well, before I go too much into it, let me show you something. If you open your Carlson and go to your help menu over there, then go to your Carlson help. This big help window will come up, and if you go to the geology module, and there is the drill hole menu, there is all kinds of information: how to import drill hole, how to import quality, base name, and stuff. Go through all of that and kind of get a feel what we are doing over here. But that's if you need more information. Now let's go back to our original simple point data. Every time I talk about anything, I come back to my point data because that's where everything started. If you are following my tutorials, I introduced the 3D modeling using point data, and this is what I used. And when in my first drill hole tutorial, what I did, I converted these points into drill hole, but I only introduced 2 strata for each of the boreholes. Like, I only had 2 columns, 2 rows for each borehole, one the overburden data, one containing the overburden data, and another is the coal seam itself. Now for this lesson, I'm going to make my drill hole even more complicated. Now in this one, you see, for drill hole name 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different entries, and let's see what they are. Now the top row in my second column is just rock. Let me highlight that in yellow. Rock. Okay, and again I'm just assigning some elevations there. Elevation is 401. Then I am introducing another coal seam, which is only about a feet thick, then another rock unit, and I'm not saying what kind. We still don't have the information. And then the bottom seam, that's our target seam, that's what we're going to mine. Okay, and strata is still important. So for the rock, anytime I have a rock, I say it's not a key entry, and if it's a coal, yes, it's a key entry. Okay, now for the bed names, for some of the coals, I do know the top coal is C2, so I'm just adding C2, and I removed bed names for everything else for this exercise. Okay, and I have attributes assigned to C1 but not to C2. And let's go and take a look at something else. Let's go, like over here, here's another entry right there. Here, even below the coal seam, I have added one more entry, which is a cell. So you have a cell unit below the coal seams, the bottommost coal seam that we are mining. Let's go to the second drill hole data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even here I have 5 different entries, and I have a shell unit at the bottom. Now for some of the boreholes, what I did, like the borehole 7. Okay, over here I have the rock at the very top, then coal, the top coal unit, the rock, the bottom coal unit, and then I have a sandstone unit. So what I did, I changed the floor strata, and now I have more information about the floor strata. I'm not just calling it a rock, I'm calling it either sandstone or shale in my database. And if you notice in some of these drill hole data, I didn't know what the top coal bed name would be. I wasn't sure, so I didn't add anything. So my database right now is kind of incomplete, and it does not have the bed name for every single coal seam. The C1, we know that's the target seam. Every time we drilled it, we tagged it as C1. Okay, like there is another example where I do not have the top coal unit bed name assigned. Okay, now so it's on each borehole you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different entries. Now you have 2 coal seams, and you have more information about the floor of your coal seam that you want to mine. So let's see if we import the data, how it would look. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. We'll just save 2 CSV files. This one is not going to change. It's the color information for the borehole. It's not changing, so we don't need to resave it. But the drill hole data, it has changed, so we'll just save it as a CSV file. And here is the, I already saved it, so that's the file name that I use, drill hole data, no bed names .csv. Okay, now you can close it. Now let's just check that it looks okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay, and I like to keep this version open all the time. Okay, now let's go to the Carlson window, and you already know how to import the drill hole. So we'll just go to the drill hole menu, and we'll click on import export drill holes, and we have already defined our drill hole definition file, so we are already good there. So we can directly go to drill hole import, do the custom importer, and yes, we are going to use 2 different files. Now the drill hole info, it didn't change, so open that, and then drill hole data no bed names.csv, open that. Okay, now we are going to import the drill hole data in a couple different ways, and we're going to play with this window a little bit. And this time what I'm going to do, if everything else here that's selected is still the same, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back to my previous tutorial, or maybe I should just say, like, really quick, these used attributes, the parameters here must match these parameters down there. But anyway, you probably know that already. Okay, header line to skip still 1, and in this one I'm not going to select any of these boxes in here. Okay, I'm not doing anything, just importing my data as it is. Okay, then just hit OK, and again these parameters, those order is exactly same as it is in my CSV file, then hit OK. So here I've imported my drill hole files, and as I said before, the first thing I like to do, go to the drill hole file and draw drill hole text. Okay, and just select all, and I don't want to see anything but the drill hole name, and here we are. Now let's open any of the drill holes again, and let's kind of see what it has done. So it has imported my different units. rock units as exactly it is in my CSV file. It is imported my bed names, and for some I have quality, for other we don't have the quality, and it's also imported my key designation. Some of the strata are key, some others are not key, and that's it. So the next thing I like to do uh, geologic cross-section, just very quick. So go to Drillhole again, go to draw geologic column, and let's do let's do a strata connection, and vertical scale say 100, and that's it. You don't need anything else, just align, line up on 2D grid, and that's about it. Okay, now it's asking for me a frame assignment. I don't have any. Just click enter, select objects. I'm going to select everything. And what attribute would you like to see? Say I want to see the sulfur content. Okay, nothing else. Now which strata would you like to connect? I'm just gonna connect the coal for now, the C1 coal, because I know I am not missing any data there, um, and that's my target scene. Okay, now hit OK, and it's asking me a location for the geologic column, so I'll just click somewhere over here, and there we go. So what you see in here, you see the sulfur data, because we asked for the sulfur data for this particular coal seam, and you see you have blue color for the floor, some light blue for the coal for the target seam, then kind of green for the next interval to the next coal seam, then next coal seam has yellow color, and above that it's red. Okay, now what else you can see in this one? In some of these you see that you have C1 and C2, both bed names are associated with these coal seams, but over here if you notice in this borehole, which is borehole number 4, there is no bed name associated with the coal seam. Okay, now if you go back and take a look at the number 4 and just double click on it, you will see that we did not know about the C2 seam there, so we are missing a bed name. Sometimes people call it seam tag. We are missing there. Okay, the one other thing over here, in most of the the colors are different, but they are not geologic. Most of the time people like to see the shell in light gray, the sandstone in yellow. Most of the coal seams, they're usually either black or red. So how would you change the color before you make the cross section? Well, to do that, let's select all of the cross section and just delete it. And before we redo the cross section, just go to your drill hole and do a define strata. Now when the window comes up, it's completely empty. All you have to do is hit the read drill holes and select everything, then hit enter, then it will ask process bed. You say yes. Well, now you have all those different colors, and now you can assign coal seam. Let's make all the coals red. C2, let's make it, if it's rock we don't know the lithology, so let's make it some light blue. Shell, let's make it light gray. Another, where we don't have the same name, we still want to make it red. And sandstone, it's simple, it's yellow. Okay, Now you just save it, exit, and do your geologic column again. In this case, you have you don't want to change anything, so just hit OK. There is no polyline to choose, and select everything. And again, we just want to show the sulfur. Hit OK. Then which strata to connect? Well, let's connect two strata instead of one this time. Okay, let's connect the coal and both of the same, like C1 and C2 both. Let's connect that. Okay, then hit OK. Okay, pick a location, say over here. Okay, now what you see, your both of the coal seams, they are now connected. You see that? And why is it red? Well, we'll go to that a little bit later. Now, for some of the floor, you see it's gray. That means it's shale. And in some places it's yellow. That means you have a sandstone floor. Let's go to number 5 and verify. Number 5 is over here. If you click on that, here's the sandstone, which is at the very bottom of that drill hole. And let's go to one of the shale strata, say this, and let's go to borehole 2, and here we go. So you have shale in the floor of the coal seam. Okay, there's something going on with this, not sure what. This is borehole 11. Let's just take a quick look at it and see why it's behaving differently. Well, it shouldn't, because it's rock and we have already assigned this color for the rock. Coal and shale, they're all different. Okay, maybe we just have to sometimes it does some weird stuff and you have to regenerate things, but you get the idea what we are trying to accomplish over here. Okay, let's look at something else. We know that we have tagged every single coal seam for the target seam, but we did not tag every single coal seam for the upper coal seam, like this one, which is not mineable. If you follow, this is C2, that's tagged, this is C2, that's tagged. Well, this is not, but see the beauty. This line, that's double line, it's actually connecting from here to the next borehole over there, and it's actually passing through very closely to the coal seam in borehole number 4. Well, voila. So this is another way it can help you to correlate your seams over here, and same thing should be happening over there somewhere. Let's see, this is another, here's coal, it's not tagged, and you see this line is actually connecting from here to there, and in this one you have a little bit of thicker interburden between the two seams, so this line has to actually move up to there. So again, you can use this to help you facilitate your coal seam correlation. Okay, so that's pretty good. So what we want to do then, go back to our master file, and now we know that number 4, this is my C2 seam, so we want to tag that, and this is number 7, this is C2 seam, we want to tag that, and that's it. Okay, now before we move to the next stage, let's delete all that. Okay, and let's look at something over here. If you go to the drill hole, okay, and go to the drill hole utilities, there are a whole bunch of different things that you can do. You can find your drill hole. You just say you're looking for number 9. You just enter 9, and here we go. There we are, number 9. Say you're looking for number 11. Here we go. So you do not have to like actually look for it. You can just use this little tool to pinpoint your drill hole. Once again, go to drill hole utilities, drill hole inspector, and it's asking process beds. You can say yes. Now then, if you move your cursor, it's going to tell you your C1 thickness and your elevation and top elevation, bottom elevations, and all that kind of stuff. Let's, if you go to drill hole again, go to, you can change your symbol number, symbol size, and a whole bunch of things that you may need or you may not need. Now the Strata bed utilities, it's a little bit more involved, and probably I have to figure out and think about another tutorial and come up with something else to actually show you on screen. Let's go to reports, and if you do a standard drill hole reports and you select everything, and it's asking at page break between drill holes, I'll say yes. Place all Strata attributes on the same line. You can say yes. Report Strata depth to top or bottom. I usually like the bottom depth, and report the Strata elevation of top or bottom. I'll do the bottom. Then it's doing some calculation right now, and here we go. Here is a nice looking drill hole report that you can give it to your client, and it's the whole one. It's got the x and y coordinates and surface elevation and the density that we are using and type of drill hole, and if we have any quality available, stuff like that. Let's see, you should have about 11 boreholes in here. Okay, so that's a nice way to get a drill hole report. Well, let's go back to your drill hole ID one more time and reports. Let's see, you can check for a duplicate drill hole report, and many times if you have duplicate data and you want to quickly identify where they are, use this tool and just say yes, circle radius yes, and it will say that there is no duplicate drill hole. But if you had a drill hole, duplicate drill hole, it would have drawn like a circle from that point, and you would know that, well, here number 1, there I have a problem. I have a duplicate drill hole and I have to figure out what to do about it. Okay, now again go to the drill hole button and go to reports, and you can check a missing Strata report, and report pinch out Strata, you can do yes. Report Strata above or below drill hole, do the yes. Select objects, you can select all of that, and it's telling you that your C2, you have only C2 in drill hole number 4. Your C2 is missing, so either it's pinch out or it's thinking that it's been pinching out, but actually it's not tagged, so it's thinking that it's been pinched out. So it's another way to check where you are actually missing the data. And drill hole number 7 is the same thing. Your C2K right now it's pinching out, but it's actually not, so we gotta fix it. I use the Drillhole utility all the time, and the report thing is really good, and that's it. I mean, you can once you have that, you can do a whole bunch of different things, but I'll show you other things in other tutorial. I think this is long enough for the second phase of Drillhole import, and I hope you could follow my instructions and could import your own data. And I'm trying to upload my example CSV file somewhere on the coldgeology.com so that you can download and play with my CSV files. Well, thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. Bye bye.